Hi everyone. For this little session now we're going to look at texturing our boards. We made a couple of boards in the last session. Now we're going to look at the texture. Now I'm going to right click on each board and edit it. And now I can see that there is a texture tab. And I need to find a texture. Well, let's see. I don't have the textures yet that I want. I've put my textures as I've uploaded them into folders, which is a very useful way of keeping them. But for the moment, I'm going to just upload some. So I'm going to cancel that and cancel that. To upload the pictures, I'm going to go to Build, Upload. I don't want one image, I'll have bulk because I want 4 images for these 4 boards. So there's winter, autumn, spring and summer. So now I can either just literally drag them on from my inventory. So winter from my inventory. Or I'll do 2 from my inventory, winter and autumn from my inventory. Or I can, so I need spring and summer, right click on the board, edit, go to the texture tab, go to my textures and look for spring and click it there. Okay, and that one, spring summer I want this time. Texture, go to my textures tab and look for summer. Okay, so I can drag them on from my inventory, or I can go through the edit mode and choose them. So now I'm going to actually name my boards. So I'm going to right click and edit, and then in the general tab it just says object. So that's not very helpful. So I'm going to say winter board. And I'm going to just save that like that. And spring, edit, spring board. Autumn board. Now you might wonder why I'm making boards flat on the floor, but I will carry on and show you in a second. And edit summer board. Okay, so I've made my 4 boards. I can go over to the tall one that I actually made over here. And I might put a standing up picture on this one, so let's right click on it and edit. Go to the texture tab, look for the textures, and if I go to my textures, perfect timing pictures. Now these are a set of pictures I uploaded. I can drag these around anywhere to help me see. And they're ones that I thought would be useful for starting discussion. So let's have a look. Moon crane perfect timing. Okay, there you are. I like that one. That's the moon lifting, no sorry, a crane lifting the moon. Okay, so that's a really interesting one. So I'm going to say okay. Now actually that's quite dark and I might want it lighter for students to work on. So I'm still over here on my menu. And I could add some glow, which is fine for lights. It's not much good for anything else. I could make it partially transparent if that was useful in a certain situation, but most useful for posters can be full bright. Look at the difference. These look very false at night because they show up in the dark, but very useful for teaching resources. So you choose whether you want it on or off. Okay, so a very short session on texturing. Now I'm going to choose these 2 items that we've made into a sort of large stool that's bigger than me. And in this one I'm just going to give it a colour. So first of all I want to make it blank. You can see the wood graining on my stool and I don't want that. So click on the wood here and then I get the option to make it blank. Okay, now you can see it's absolutely smooth. Now if I give it a colour, So I want it to blend into the seating area, so I'm going to click on green and come down to a little bit darker green, not quite so vivid, and say OK. Now I have made my stool green. OK. Now then, I'm going to move my sphere a little tiny bit out of the way of that picture. There you are, standalone sphere. Now I've got the menu open, so I'm on the texture tab already. Now this one I'm going to make fairly transparent, totally transparent, or halfway. Oops, it's not halfway. Let's go up to, well, just out of interest, for 50. I'm going to add a colour. So again, I want to choose the blank so that it gets that lovely clear smooth surface, and then let's have a look at the textures. Okay, so I've chosen the glass tile. Now I'm going to add just 0.1 of glow, not much, and you can see it becomes quite an interesting shape and light. So that is just purely from making it partially transparent, adding an interesting texture and adding a bit of glow. So you can see you've got textures where you put pictures on things, textures where you put colours on things, or interesting combinations. Okay, so a very quick session on texturing. We'll be doing a lot of work on this in the sessions. Thanks for watching.